Hello, beautiful soul. It's Kirsten with Kismet, and I am so thrilled to be with you here today for our weekly affirmation. This week's affirmation is an oldie but goodie, and I know that you are going to just be, what do I want to say? Maybe not moved, but intrigued and maybe a little set back on your heels because it is something that we all deal with every single day. So here you go. It is, I am more than the perception of others. That beautiful sunrise coming up over the lake. I am more than the perception of others. Now tell me, truthfully, where does your self-esteem come from? Is it something that comes from deep within? Do you know your worth intrinsically? Do you know how precious and valuable, indispensable to this world is? And do you get that loving energy from the divine spark that's within you? Or, truthfully, are you guilty like me of occasionally, or more than occasionally, getting your self-esteem from outside of you, from what others perceive of you? Do you rely on other people to feed you what you need? Do you thrive on their acknowledgement of your accomplishments? Or are you totally put off your game and shrink into yourself when somebody comments in a negative way about your appearance or something you did or your personality, and that affects you at such a cellular level that you take their perception of you and make it your own? We've all done it. But the truth is, you are so much more than the perception of others. What we show the world is only a fraction of who we are. So how can we depend upon that tiny fraction to define who we are as human beings? That makes absolutely no sense. And yet we still do it. What we need to do instead is shift the focus to look inside of us for our worth, to look inside of us for our value. We shouldn't be drawing that from a relationship or a job or an accomplishment. We should be getting that sense of value from being uniquely who you are. All the different facets of who you are. The generous spirit, the compassionate heart, and even maybe that snarky judgmental piece that somewhat shows up. You still need to embrace it because it is part of who you are. I am asking you this week to focus on what's inside of you. Take a moment, take 5 minutes, get a piece of paper and write down all your gifts, all the things you bring to this world, because when you're in the world, it is a better place. You're here to serve a purpose, to serve a role, and those gifts are how your role plays out. So enumerate them. Are you a good listener? Do you share your heart with others easily? Do you volunteer? Are you a great cook and you share this gift of creating a beautiful meal for your family? Are you a creative and you create artwork that speaks to the world? Do you hold hands with little kids when they cross the street? I don't know what your gifts are. You know what your gifts are. And that is why you are so much more than the perceptions of others. Make your list of gifts. Realize that that is the value that you bring to this world. Realize that you make a difference. And try to shift from getting the self-esteem, high fives, recognition, kudos from other people. Yes, it feels good to take a compliment. Yes, it feels good when others acknowledge our worth. But it should be just that, an acknowledgement, and not the definition of our worth. So, remember, beautiful. You are more than the perception of others. This is Kirsten with Kismet, wishing you an amazing week in love and light.